Hey y'all, in today's video I'm going to show y'all how I grow my hair, some tips and tricks to just help stimulate natural hair growth, retain length, and keep your edges. Alright, let's get it. So first, I like to use conditioners or detanglers that can help separate my ends because I have really curly hair. So I use Pantene products because they're cheap and they really work for me. So yes, what I did, I took those two and I mixed them. And make sure you use a wide tooth comb if you must use a comb. And then I'll take that stuff and lather it all over my ends. And then next I'll just finger detangle / separate. But first I like to make sure my hair has been stretched out so that it's a lot easier. So before this video I had my hair flat twisted, which is why it's kind of stretched. It makes it easier. So now I can just easily kind of separate the strands and part and stuff. But yes, so putting those products on my ends really helps to keep my ends moisturized. Otherwise they'll be dry and brittle and break off. And it makes it easier to braid. I braid the back of my hair like this because it keeps me from having being no hair in the back, like bald head, scallywag, and got no hair in the back. Yeah, this keeps that from happening because it's not pulling up super tight whenever I do my crochet braids, because that's a common breakage that can happen with straight back cornrows that are being pulled up like we often do with crochet braiding patterns. So it works for me and it helps that hair grow. So I just showed that scrunchie so you can see that I'm not using any rubber bands, because rubber bands easily rip my hair out, like really easy, and these scrunchies don't. So that's one way you can just be retaining length, is just using scrunchies or plastic. Just don't use rubber bands all the time. Alright, so yeah, I'm repeating that same process with just sealing the ends and moisturizing the ends before I braid so that it's not dry and brittle in the protective style. And now I'm going to show you how I braid my straight back cornrows. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that your fingers are not pulling or gripping the roots way too tight, because that's going to pull your hair back far too much in the cornrow, which is how people start to go bald in their hairline, and you get a receding hairline like I had in one of my past videos that I showed. I got bald spots and stuff, and I told you guys how I got them. But yeah, so just being gentle along the edges is really important, because what I'm going to do eventually is crochet my hair. That's my go-to protective style. Whatever your protective style is, just be gentle along your hairline and don't grip super tight, because one key to stimulating hair growth is having low tension cornrows or low tension along your scalp. If your scalp is irritated, if it's red, if you're getting bumps, the opposite effect is going to happen. You're not going to get any growth. You're not going to get any good growth at that, if you do get something, but you're going to break off your hair and it's going to be painful. So don't do that. Just make sure it's secure. As you just saw, the braid is secure, and that's just going to help to keep the hairstyle. I can wear this hairstyle for a month with the braids being as tight / loose as they are. So it's perfect. So I know it works because I've been doing it for a long time. So yes, just make sure the braid is secure, that your part is neat, and you'll be fine. You don't need super tight braids because that's not going to help anything. You just need them secure. So the next step would be to add a root / scalp stimulant. So like some kind of growth oil, growth grease, super growth, so whatever. You can use castor oil. I found this grease about a month ago, and it's really cheap and I love it. And it helps my hair to grow. So I've been using it. And it also helps keep my scalp clean, which is very important because, black hair, we don't wash our hair very often, and that causes for different microorganisms to grow. So you want something like that that's going to clean your scalp and also stimulate hair growth. Then you want to do a low maintenance protective style, and for me that's curly crochet, because you can just wake up and go detangle the curls a little bit and you're on your way. The messier it looks, the better it looks, and it's quick to do. One thing I need to mention though is even though I did those braids really loose, I put the hair in a few days later because the hair was still a little bit tight, and I was like, I'll just wait to add this crochet hair in because I don't want to rip my hair out. So that's what I did. And it still looks good, so you know, that was just something I wanted to add, that if your braids are still too tight, wait a little bit before you add the crochet hair in, right? All right, cool. So yeah, so next you're just gonna see me just do some edges. So edge control, putting gel on your hairline, whatever, is to each their own. I like it for the aesthetic, the look of it, but it's not required. But it does keep flyaways away, which can be helpful, you know. So just something to think about. But like I said before, it can help rip your hair out if you don't maintain the edge control and wash it out properly. So watch that video, I'll link it. But yeah, and this is pretty much the final look. So I talked about low maintenance hairstyles, being gentle along your edges, not braiding your hair too tight, having low tension, and just, you know, all that stuff together. Oh, also keeping your ends moisturized helps you to stimulate natural hair growth and retain length and keep your edges. Thanks for watching, guys.
Sometimes I sing to the ocean's floor, sometimes I float.